This is just a short video to show you how to begin making a Google document. So you need to sign into your Tools to Go account and you'll find yourself in your Google Drive. Now, if you've signed in using Gmail, then you'll find yourself at your email page, and as usual, you always go to the grid and take yourself to Google Drive. And then Google Drive, this is the spot where I always kind of find my central work and work from here. So you can Google Docs if you want, and it'll take you to a different page. But I like to do all my work from Drive just because it keeps everything together. So if you have the old view of Google Drive, if you've been using Tools to Go for a while, you might see that your drive looks slightly different. So I'm going to go to my settings and go back and show you what the old drive looked like. It had the create button that you're used to, and then this was your upload button. But I prefer the new look of Drive, and really eventually they're going to get rid of the old look, so you might as well switch to the new drive. So again, you go over to your settings button and you'll see experience the new drive, and it'll give you the new look. I think it's a little slicker and a little bit more contemporary. So another thing I like about this is that the new button basically gives you all that you need to be able to do. So if you click on the new button, you'll see that you can upload files or upload folders, or you can create a new Google Doc. And so you click on Google Docs and that will take you to your blank document. First thing I like to do always is name the document. It helps with my organization. If I get called away from something, or if you get interrupted, it's nice to have a name so it keeps you better organized. So you want to go up and click on this and it'll let you rename the document. So I'm going to call this Tools to Go Video Trial. And that's, you know, a name that's enough so that I can figure out what it's about. If I'm doing something for a particular course, I put the course code first, so I might put ENG2D or EWC3U 4U or ETS 4U or something like that. If you're an English student and you just want to put grade 10 English and then the title, that's good. But you want to be careful about how you name these, because your Tools to Go is going to be with you all the way through high school, and then if you're a teacher, your Tools to Go is going to be with you for many years. So it's a good idea to take the time to carefully name your files so that down the road you're not searching everywhere for what you need. So once this is named, it is being saved automatically. So you see how it says all changes saved in Drive? Well, this document is now being constantly saved. So you're not going to lose your work. You can always go back to it. Now, if you want to see where all of your documents are stored, you can easily go back and forth. This up in the upper left-hand corner will take you to Docs Home, and that shows all of the Google documents that you've been working on. So it takes a minute on the internet and it'll take you back to all of your Google documents. You'll see that this looks different than Google Drive because you're actually working from your documents. So you can see that I have a good number of documents here, and that kind of shows why it's important to name them carefully. Your most recent document is the closest one. You double click on it and it'll take you back to the actual screen you can work on. Now if you take a look up top here, you'll see that an awful lot of these are just like the buttons that you would use for Word or WordPerfect. So this part is fairly easy to figure out. You can move it to a folder. You can discard it, although I wouldn't do that unless you're sure you don't need it anymore. You can rename it if you need to, but you can also click on up here and you can rename it on the go. So maybe I would like to put the date on this as well because it might be easier for me to remember. So I'll put 2014. It's done automatically, and you'll see that every change you make is saved automatically, and this has now been saved. So now you can type the title, the content of the document. Now, you might want to take a look at some of the more interesting tools that are available here in Tools to Go. One of them is the research function. So if you go to Tools and take a look at Research, it lets you research things that you might want to add to your document. So if you are interested in looking up a definition, if you want to start with a quotation, maybe I want to look for a quotation on technology. It will search Google and find a quotation for you. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Really, I think Google Docs is a little bit magic. I click insert and there it is. And you notice that Arthur C. Clarke's name is there. And you see the little one here? It footnotes the source of all of these so that you can source all of the information you have. Now, this isn't MLA format. It's probably Chicago style, I would think. Usually that's what footnotes and endnotes are. But you can see that if you click on this, you can choose the kind of citation that you want, and then it pulls the correct citation from that that different citation type. So if you are interested in going back and looking at other things you've searched, you can do that as well. And so you see, it's kind of a cool thing to be able to do. Now, say you want a different kind of search. One thing I can recommend is Google Scholar. Google Scholar, I use it when I do my own writing for my master's program, and it takes you to different articles. So say you want to know something about Shakespeare, and you want to know something about Ophelia in Hamlet. You see that if you are interested in this, you can get the citation for an article called Representing Ophelia, Women, Madness, and the Responsibilities of Feminist Criticism. So you can insert that in there, or you can cite it as a footnote, so it lets you take a look at some of those things. If you want to add an image where I'm writing about technology, and so I want to have an image about technology, I can search an image and it will pull up different images that I might want to use. And so if you double click on it, it'll take you to the actual image. Or if you know that this is the image that you want, you can drag it right into your document, which is pretty cool. And then you'll notice there's a little 2 here because it also cites it down at the bottom. So if you are trying to model good citation, or if you are a student and you know that your teacher wants you to cite all your images, this is a good way to take a look at that. So you can add some different images to your documents just by dragging them over. That's a pretty cool feature for Tools to Go, and each of these becomes a citation at the bottom so that you have cited all of your quotations, all of your work, all of your images. Let's take a look at some of the other tools we have here. Sometimes you will want to know how many words you have. It'll do that for you. You can get it to define a word if you like. You can do a spell check. So there are all of these kind of neat little options that you can use in order to kind of make your document come alive. Now, if I leave this document and come back to it, all of that's saved. You never have to save again. The saving is all automatic, which is one of those things that I think is pretty magical about Tools to Go. So I'm going to bring you back to show you that those images are right there. You never had to click save. You never miss anything. Now, another thing that's kind of neat, you can add links. So if you wanted to link this quotation to something, you can link that. Now, here's what's cool, is if you highlight it, then Google automatically searches for that link and finds you the link, so that if I want to take you to that page, I can Google will do that for you. It's pretty neat. Now, if you don't know what link you want, but you know you want something about Shakespeare, I can search Shakespeare, and it will, sorry, I should have put that in here in the search and not the text. It searches Google for Shakespeare. So maybe I want you to learn more about Shakespeare, so I want to send you to the Wikipedia page. So I put whatever text I want, and then I can find the link and add it, and that takes you right to the Wikipedia page. So it's kind of a cool little option, I think, to be able to link that way. Now, say you're doing this with someone else. Say you are working with a partner on a document, or say you're writing an essay and you want to share that essay with your teacher. this is what the share button does here. So the share button allows you to share this document with other people. You might want to share it with your whole class. You might want to share it with a certain person in your group. So I might want to share it with one of the teachers that I teach with. So I put in the beginning of her name, and if she's in our system, her name comes up, and I can share it with Miss Chudner. Is just a test. She can now edit this document. This is important as well because it notifies her by her Gmail. If you're sending something to your teacher, you want to unclick that because your teacher does not want to get 100 emails a day. Now, if you want to give a link and just share the link with someone, you can click on this Get Shareable Link, and it will let you share this document with other people. So, for example, this shares it with people at the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board who have the link. It also, you can see that you can give it to specific people, that sort of thing. So it allows you to get a link as well that you can use to share the document with. So I'm going to share this with Miss Chudner, and it sent her a little email, and you can see now it says it's shared with one person. Now, if we're working on this together, I can open up comments, and I can make comments on this document, and she gets to see those comments. So that's pretty neat too, because that means that I can comment on a document and share that comment with someone else who's working on it. There's also another feature that you can do, and it's called chatting. And that allows you to talk to the person that you're sharing your document with. I'm just going through to show you some of these options. So you can also chat with someone, and the two of you can have a chat mode going on along the side. So that's a pretty cool option. So, take a few minutes and click around and see what you can come up with here. Now, should you want to take this document and print it, you will go to File and click Print, and it would print. You can also download the document as a Word file or as an ODT file or as a PDF. A PDF is a nice option because that means that the person who gets it can't really change it. So that's a very basic look at Tools to Go, making a document. But I think you'll see that as you go through it, there are some pretty neat options here about the kind of things that you can do. And it's also pretty interesting that they're always saved, and you can share those documents with others. So hopefully you will explore Google Documents and you'll learn to really enjoy them.